One of the interesting byproducts, I think, of maladaptive daydreaming that I wanted to discuss today is about fake memories and about lives that you've lived. Dostoevsky in White Knight says, "Do you know that I'm forced now to celebrate the anniversary of my own sensations, the anniversary of that which was once sweet, which never existed in reality?" Like, that really just rings true to me because I have a lot of good memories that aren't really memories. It's like what I've maladaptive daydreamed about. So if you have been maladaptive daydreaming a long time, then of course you're going to like rack up different experiences. And I think because we maladaptive daydream to escape and to experience things that we can't access in real life, or lives that we can't access, emotions we can't access, just situations, of course you're going to end up with some really strong sensations of memories that almost seem as real memories. So for me, like, I've been thinking a lot about this recently, just because I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about, life and in general, this kind of thing, and I've been looking back a lot, and I keep having these false memories and thinking, oh, I was really happy then. And it's kind of like every section of my life, like what I was doing in real life, I had like a corresponding kind of daydream life. And I always think like that daydream life was more satisfying, or it actually gives me stronger flashbacks and stronger feelings, because I was able to access stronger feelings there, and I feel like I was happier, and I feel like I experienced things that I have never experienced. So we are maladaptive daydreaming to kind of fill a gap, I think, in our lives. And if you have been able to fill that gap through your daydreaming, it's going to feel better than a lot of memories that you have of real life, which was the life you were trying to escape from. So for me, like, I maladaptive daydream a lot about relationships, or being popular, or fame. I think one's quite a big one for me. So if I have like these strong memories of being this confident, popular person, or like having things I've never had in real life, of course, when I look back to that, I'm like, oh, I was so happy in that daydream. I was so happy in that situation I made up for myself. Like it's almost like you have a dual life, because you can remember, obviously, the things that were going on that you were unhappy with, and the way that you were presenting in real life that you wanted to escape from. And then you've got like the fake life that you made up, where you felt the way that you wanted to feel, and that you were projecting, and you were received in the way you wanted to be received. If you do maladaptive daydream like this, and also, if you maladaptive daydream negative emotions, I mean, you still have these emotions, so they're still strong. I mean, I do think it's really interesting. It's like my brain sees these two things as memories, because I'll be thinking back and I'll be like, oh, that was amazing. And it's funny, because obviously you could just have your brain take you there again. I mean, if I wanted to, I suppose I could step into a particular scenario in maladaptive daydreaming, but you make a decision to try and be healthy, and therefore it's not the healthy thing to escape. And the solution is to like build your life in a way that you don't want to escape from it. But also, that is hard. And the reality is, I think, as well, you need to be building a different life. Like, you probably can't achieve what you achieve in the maladaptive daydreaming. That's where I think like the memories are just really strong, and really, they seem very sweet looking back on it. Like, for me, it's almost like I lived those experiences. I had that life. It's an interesting sensation, and I did want to make this video because I'm curious, do other people have sensations this strong? Like, are you aware? I mean, the thing about maladaptive daydream is we're not unaware, like we're very self-aware. So I don't like get mixed up between memories and think something happened that didn't happen. Like I know very well, obviously, because the life I created was very different. So you know very well like what is a kind of daydream memory and what is a real life memory. Like there's no confusion there. But I do wonder, if other people have this sensation of memory, or if you just kind of see it as like these are my daydreams and once they're gone type thing, or if they continue to come up to you in memories. Like I find myself, I think, when you're in a difficult spot in life, or where, things are not happening in the way that you want them to happen, like, of course, you're going to look back on, memories and wish you were sort of in that situation. So when I look back on life and I'm sort of looking back on my real life, but I also will be thinking, oh, actually, like the daydreams I was making up at that time really made me happy. Like Dostoevsky says in White Nights, it's like, you're celebrating these sensations that felt real. And actually, when I think back and I've got these memories now, like that actually seems like a bit of a gift, because it feels like, I got to live something that I just couldn't have accessed in real life and that I couldn't have experienced in real life. So therefore, like those, memories are very important to me and matter to me. But it's like, that life never existed. That person never existed. I don't know, like I keep thinking over, my past, and it's almost like the daydreams make up my past, because although from the outside my life was like this at a certain point, actually I was daydreaming this. And if you maladaptive daydreaming, it can take over your life, and it can be the most important thing in your life. It can be what you're thinking about the vast majority of the time. So I do think it makes sense, if I was thinking about something for say this period of 2 or 3 years, which would be quite common for me, of course that's going to leave an imprint in my mind and, be as real as what really happened in a strange way. Like, it's not that I'm confused about what's real and what's not real, but it feels that strong. And I don't know if this is just me, or if other people experience this, or, if other people like look back on their maladaptive daydreaming in such a way where it feels like a really strong memory. I don't know, it's a funny thing, because it's like, you recognise that maladaptive daydreaming is negative for you, and particularly if you've been doing it a long time, it's like you know that you're going to feel like a healthier person if you're living in the moment. But also, oh, like I was able to, experience this version of myself that never existed, that almost couldn't exist, because I'm not able to make that happen, and the world's not going to respond to me in the way that I want it to respond to me. But when I look back now, I'm like, that was kind of like a gift I got to experience, even though I know it's a negative thing because it was taking me away from real life. But then, real life doesn't give you what you want. Real life, you can't exist as the person you want to exist as. You can, but you might not be received in the way you want to be received. And having like the power of imagination that actually takes you away from that and actually gives you something more and gives you this alternative. It's kind of, I don't I don't know if it's because I've not been maladaptive daydreaming much, and I'm trying to like go through this recovery and become cured. I don't know if I'm now like looking at things with rose-tinted glasses of the past, but I've just been thinking about my memories, and that I'm almost like glad I have them, because I was like, oh, I was so confident then, and like, oh, that was such a great daydream that I made up. Yeah, it's kind of a weird sensation. I just wanted to talk about it just to see, do other people feel this way? Do you have memories are the memories as strong for you as your real life memories? Are they better than your real life memories? I mean, the reality is they, in a lot of ways, they probably are better than real life memories, because real life memories might be negative, or we when we're out in the real world, and if you have a certain level of anxiety or you feel discomfort in the real world, then you can never feel something like as pure as you can make it in your daydream, where you feel like you are your full self, or you're like the self that you could be if you could exist as yourself. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, so anyway, this is part of the Maladaptive Daydreaming and series that I'm doing, and I have a whole bunch of these on my channel now. Maladaptive Daydreaming Parasocial Relationships, Maladaptive Daydreaming and Sleep, Maladaptive Daydreaming and Cameras. So if you want, please do check them out. Please do like and subscribe if you can, because it helps other people find the channel. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.